featuring the Amazing Aberdeen. My name is Kim Larson. I'm the Executive Director for the USU Alumni Association, and I'm thrilled to have you join us during Homecoming Week. We were overwhelmed with response and would like to welcome those from our virtual audience on Zoom, as well as those watching via Facebook Live. We have a bunch of different activities this week for Homecoming, so make sure you check out usu.edu/homecoming for a virtual 5K, and you get this amazing Aggie big blue mask with that. And that 5K benefits our Spirit Squad, so make sure you check that out. A couple of notes for tonight. We're going to keep the microphones on mute to help create an excellent experience for everyone. And we will have an interactive portion a little bit later in the show. And at that time, we'll ask the Zoom participants to click a reaction from the menu bar so that we can select individuals who want to participate. Lastly, we want to thank tonight's sponsor, Intercap Lending, for helping us make this a free event. So we're going to show a quick video from them and get on with the show.
What could you do with all that equity you're sitting on? Maybe a lot more than you think. Is it time to finally finish the basement? Start investing in real estate. Pay off those high-interest loans. Start saving for your kids' college tuition. Update your kitchen or bathrooms. It's time for your money to start working for you. Speak with your Intercap Lending loan officer today. They'll walk you through your options, always keeping your best interest in mind. Intercap Lending, a name you can trust since 1978.
Hello, I am the Amazing Aberdeen. Wave if you can hear me. Okay, we got some wavers. Okay, great. All right, thank you for joining us here on Alumni Week. We are going to be doing some magic. Usually we would be in person, but due to some circumstances, we're using the magic of technology. So there's a lot of magic going on. We'll use the magic of technology, the magic of your imagination, and some other magic here tonight. So I will be making some references since a lot of you are currently going to Utah State. Maybe you want to go to Utah State, or maybe years and years ago you went to Utah State University. So we're going to take a little trip down memory lane and go through some of the classes that you may have taken at Utah State. One, you need a fine arts credit to graduate. That's like painting or singing or a history of music course. So today we're going to practice our fine art skills with this coloring book, all right? So what I need you to do, those of you at home or wherever you may be, I'm going to show you some of these pictures, and you are going to pull out of your brain an imaginary crayon or a marker, and you're going to color in these pictures here, okay? This is for the kids because, I know they got to get to bed soon, so we'll do some kid-friendly magic here. But also the adults can play along as well. So here are the pictures. Please color in all of these fun pictures in the coloring book. Get that fine arts credit that you need when you're a senior to graduate. Oh, thank you. I can see some of you are actively coloring and painting. Thank you so much. All right, let's see how you did. Wow, that's pretty impressive. This is the first time people have actually stayed in the lines. Usually it's a lot of scribbles, but you stayed in line. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Very good job. You would get an A in your fine arts credit course. But I did not tell you, this is a birthday gift for someone. Speaking of happy birthday, crew, and happy birthday on Wednesday, Jess, happy birthday. But this is not my coloring book. So I need you to erase the colors in here, okay? So pull an eraser outside of the other side of your brain and make sure that you erase all of these colors that I flash in front of the camera. Use your imagination, like I said, the magic of imagination. Here we go. Erase, erase, erase. There we go. Okay, let's see how you did. I should have been a bit more clear. I needed you just to erase the colors and not the entire pictures. I needed you to erase, just the colors. That was my mistake. I should have been more clear. So I need you to bear with me one more time. Please pull out just a black, like Sharpie or a marker, and we're going to draw the pictures back because, like I said, this is not mine, and I need to give it back. So, okay, so please, as I flip through, please color the pictures back on. There's the clown, there's the magician, the bunny rabbit, all that stuff. Let's go. All right, let's see. Hey, that's not half bad. Check it out. You guys are pretty good. You remembered all the pictures. You drew them correctly. Thank you very much. So you got your fine arts credit now. I may have jumped the gun a little bit. When you go to college, you need to most likely move, and you have a room or a dorm or an apartment, and we need to decorate. So I brought some decorations to help remind us of things. Except in my hasty travel here, usually this bag is filled with decorations, but it's empty. So we're going to use some magic to see if we can get some pretty flowers to decorate our dorm room. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there's a nice little box of flowers, but it doesn't really add a whole lot to your apartment or dorm. Put that right there. So let's see if we can, you guys see anything in there? No? No, it's kind of dark, but let's see if we get something else here. Okay, there we go. A nice little glass box of flowers in the box. Okay, so we got two. Let's see. You guys see anything in there? I'm trying not to put things out of the camera view. This is kind of nervous. I can't, make you look over there on the other side of the room, or we don't have any camera cuts. This is a live feed. So. Okay, let's see if we can get one more. There we go. Sorry, it's University of Utah red, but it'll have to do for now. So there we go. We have these three boxes with flowers in them fit in this box. So now you can decorate your dorm and have company over and not be embarrassed. Okay, for the next one, we're gonna do a little bit of history. History, I minored in history. It's one of my favorite subjects. Here we have a match. It's just a nice little tidbit. I'm a sucker for trivia. But did you know that lighters were invented before matches? That's right, lighters were invented in 1823 and matches were invented in 1826. So watch carefully. There's this match on here. We're going to see if we can make it float just by creating a little bit of energy here. You see that? Okay, oh, you see that match floating right there? Look, I can put my finger under it. Above it, there's nothing. It's holding it up. It's just simply magic. It's the magic of matches right there. Okay, so there's your history lesson. Let's set that right here. Okay. Now I will need an aerial view. So we're going to switch camera angles here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is called the magic money paper trick. So a lot of you, as you know, college costs money. And let's just say this represents your tuition, okay? Whatever it was, whether you went in 1980 or 2010. So you're going to invest this little bit of money, okay? So watch. Bring it right up here. We're going to put the $5 right there. Okay. Perfect. No funny business, not cutting away. And I want you to be sure that there's nothing under this blue paper. Okay. Now watch. We're going to cover it up in this kind of the color of Aggie blue ice cream, right? So you had a lot during college. Now we're going to see, so you invested in college, you put in your tuition. And now we're going to see what happens years later. Is it worth the investment? Let's see. There we go. Open it up. All right, let's see. Oh, hey, $100. Yeah, I'll say I'll invest $5 to make $100 any day of the week. There you go. So yes, college is worth it. Going to Utah State is worth it. It'll pay dividends, as you can see. And look, there's no, where'd the $5 go? It turned into the $100. So there you go. All right. Now we have a few lessons on metaphysics and the power of the mind. So I'm going to have my lovely volunteer. So here are 3 beads. We want to make sure that the hands are held. There we go. I want you guys to see both ends here the entire time. So I'm going to tie these ropes right here, if we can call them ropes. Okay. So we have these 3 beads right here. And I want to make sure, let's see, we're going to tie those. Sorry, my hand is kind of obstructing the view there, but okay. So these beads, If I wanted to remove it, she would have to let go and we would have to undo the knots because as you can see, it's on these 2 ropes. Okay. All right. So now we're going to put these right here. I'll make sure your hands are there. Okay, perfect. I'm going to cover them, like lift it up a little bit. Okay, so there they are. So now with the power of metaphysics, we're going to see if we can get these out from the rope. There you go. There you go. There are the 3 beads off of the 2 ropes. Okay, magic. Maybe you can talk to some of your religion professors like Professor Surt, Professor Rosenberg out there. Okay, now we have, excuse me a little bit, another one where we're going to use the power of psychology and the power of your mind, okay? So here I have the penetration frame. It's a sturdy frame. But with the power of your mind, we're going to be able to put a hole through it. So I want, see, your mind, okay? There we go. So we're going to use your mind. See if I can show this to you. It's a little hard to get the angles right sometimes. Try to slide it under there. There we go. Okay, so when your mind wants to do something, you can do it. You can change physics. You can put your pen through it. As you can see, there's a clear hole right there. But let's see, so we don't leave it damaged. We'll just take your mind out of it right there. There's no such hole. Penetration frame. Okay. Thank you very much. All right, we'll have one more trick before a slight commercial break. I know it's not as much fun to be watching at home. We'll get interactive here real soon. So there's the last trick, and then we'll go to a commercial break. So here are 2 coins. And I don't know if Utah State has a metallurgy major, but metallurgy is the science of metals and making metals. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these 2 coins. I want to get as close so you can see what's going to happen. Take these 2 coins. And when we create heat, sorry, you get a big pop up of my face there. Turns the coin into 1. There's only 1 coin left. There you go. You got to mix the metals together. Okay. There you go. All right. We will cut to a commercial break, and I will see you on the other side.
What could you do with a good refinance? Lower your payment by getting rid of mortgage insurance or get better terms. Get cash out to remodel or consolidate debt. Pay off your loan earlier with a 15 or 20-year mortgage. Convert an FHA to a conventional loan. Combine a first and second mortgage. Not sure what's best for you? Contact us today and we'll show you the best options available. Intercap Lending, a name you can trust since 1978.
Okay, so as promised, we now have some more interactive magic. So you at home, we're going to have 2 illusions from the field of mentalism. This is where your mind and my mind kind of sync together and we create some magic. So I need you at home to think of any number between 1 and 10. Don't say it out loud. Just think it. Okay? Any number between 1 and 10. I'll put my hands behind my back. So, you know, because sometimes magicians or illusionists, they'll sing like, think of any number, and see I'm holding up 3, or think of any number, and, you know, they'll try and influence you. So I'll put my hands right here. So think of any number between 1 and 10. Don't say it out loud. So now multiply your secret number by 2. I'll give you a few seconds. Hopefully you went to math class at Utah State. Okay, multiply it by 2. And now add 8 to the previous number that you got from that calculation. So now add 8 to your new number, okay? And now divide your answer by 2. So divide it by 2. And now the original number you thought of, subtract that from your new number. Okay? Hopefully I'm not going too fast. And so now you're going to convert the answer you get to a corresponding letter of the alphabet. So if your number is 1, it will be A. If your number is 2, B, 3, C, and so forth, all the way down to 26. Hopefully you didn't get 27. Okay. So now think of any country that starts with that letter. So if you had A, you could say Armenia. They just surrendered to Azerbaijan today. There's another Azerbaijan, or a country that starts with A. So there's 2. So don't use those. Okay. Another history lesson, geopolitical lesson. Okay. And now from that letter, skip 1 letter of the alphabet. So to the next letter. So if it's A, you go to B. Okay. So you have your country that starts with 1 letter. And then you go to that and think of an animal that starts with that letter. Okay. So if I went to B, I would think baboon or something like that. Bird. Okay, and now think of the color of that animal, or a color if it has multiple colors, okay? Think of a color of that animal. So you should have a color, an animal, and a country based on this math calculation. Hopefully you and I did our math right. Okay, now what I need you to do, don't type anything in the comments, just send it to me through your mind waves. I'm going to see if I can pick up these 3 things. Maybe sometimes I just get 1 of them, sometimes I get 2. Let's see if we can get all 3, the country, the animal, and the color. Okay, here we go. Please be quiet at home because we need those mind waves to get here intact. Okay. Okay. Getting a few things here. Getting kind of an interesting array of things. In fact, I had a prediction. I got this. It's weird what I got because there are no gray elephants in Denmark. Okay. But that is what you got. So, okay. Well, hey, it worked. I can see some of your reactions. You're a bit befuddled. So. We'll do another one of these. We'll keep on the math train, okay? Here we go. Because I was never very good at math, so I'm making up for it as a magician. Okay, pick any 3-digit number, but make sure that none of the numbers are the same. So don't pick like 121 or 454. Pick any 3-digit number, okay? This is a bit more dicey than 1 to 10. We only have 10 options. Here we have a lot, okay? So take your number and reverse it. So if your number is 123, you now have 321. Okay? Feel free to pull out your Texas Instruments, or nowadays your iPhones or your Samsungs. Okay, so you have your 3-digit number, reverse it, and subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So if you had 123 as your number, you'll have 321. So make sure you subtract 123. You'll have a new number. Okay. I'll give you a little bit of time. This one's a little tricky. Okay. All right. Now, your new number. So you subtracted the reverse number from the other number you picked. You have a new number. Now reverse that number. So if you landed on 456, you would reverse it to have 654. So now you have a new number reversed, and then you're going to add those together. So if my number was 345, I would flip it around and add 534. No, that's not right. Yeah, you know what to do. Reverse it and add it. You guys have the calculators. I'm just freewheeling here, okay? So you have a new number. Okay, I'll give you some time. I can see some of you at home working on it. Okay, now I need you to send that number to me, just like you did last time. It worked great. It worked great. Here we go. Send the new number to me. So let's see. Okay, I got a few things, but the strongest one I got was 1089. I can see some of you are having a good time. 1089, there you go. I knew you were going to do that. Power of influence right there. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can put this back up. Okay, Now we're gonna get into some card tricks, one of my favorites, okay? I'm just gonna set these down here. All right. So some of you may be sad that for spring break, you're not going to Vegas this year. Maybe you did, but maybe your usual activities won't be available.
Is that okay?
I need the,
Oh,
yeah,
this one.
sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so this is called the 3-card Monty. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, okay? The 3-card Monty, you go to Vegas or Wendover somewhere, and people will try and fool you with where they place the cards. They'll say, "Oh, I bet you $100 you can't, you won't know where the card is." So I'll show you the cards here. We're not going to cut away here. These are the 3 cards we're dealing with: the Ace of Hearts, the 3 of Clubs, the 2 of Clubs. Okay. All right. So I'm going to set the Ace of Hearts very slowly right there. Okay. Ace of Hearts leaves us the 3 of Clubs and the 2 of Clubs. We'll take the 3 of Clubs, put it in the middle. Okay. And that leaves us this 2 of Clubs right here. I'm not going to touch the cards, but think in your mind where they are. And so the person running the 3-card Monty on your spring break to Vegas, I would say, "Okay, tell me where the Ace of Hearts is or the 3 of Clubs," and you would point and say, "Oh, I know what this card is. This is the 3 of Hearts." In which, "Oh no, that's the Ace of Hearts," or the 3 of Clubs. "That's the Ace of Hearts." You say, "Oh, I thought this was the Ace of Hearts." Say, "No, it's a 3 of Clubs right there." Okay, so okay, look, I'll do it extra slow this time, extra slow. Okay, we take the Ace of Hearts. Will be on my left, okay? I'm not going to touch it. We have the 3 of Clubs and the 2 of Clubs, okay? 3 of Clubs in the middle, 2 of Clubs, okay? And he said, "Okay, let's double it. $200 right here. You can win it all back plus some right here. Just tell me where the 3 of Clubs is." And you'll say, "Oh, the 3 of Clubs is in the middle. I saw him put it in the middle." Say, "No, I'm sorry, but that, my friend, is the Ace of Hearts." I said, "What? I thought the Ace of Hearts was right here." He said, "You got to keep an eye on things, 3 of Hearts." Usually they'll try and fool you a little bit more. They'll say, "Okay, here's the Ace of Hearts. Here's the 3 of Clubs." And maybe they'll be like, "Oh, I'll move them around." And, you know, that's how they get you. But, yeah, you just got to be careful when you go to Vegas. Okay, kids? So that is the 3-card Monty. Now I will need a volunteer for this trick, okay? So in the chat or maybe on the camera, raise your hand. I'll need a volunteer for this next one, okay? How do we pick here? Okay, Logan Moody, I'm calling on you, okay? Okay, so here is a deck of cards, Logan. All right. And I need you to tell me when to stop. Okay. I can see you're unmuted. So good. So I'll show you these cards. Now, since you can't pick a card, I'm just going to go like this and you'll just say stop. Can we test it?
Yeah. Stop.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Sound works and everything. Okay. Here we go. So this is the real deal right here. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Oh, sorry. I think there was a little bit of a delay. I'll go a little slower.
Stop.
Okay, so that is your card. My assistant will show it to you. Just pull it up to the camera while I do not look. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now my eyes are closed. I'm going to drop it like this, and your card is in the middle of the deck. Okay? So now, Logan, have we ever met before?
No.
No? Okay. Well, we're about to be connected forever from this trick on, okay? So before I came here tonight, see, I had a dream last night. Since I live in Salt Lake, I drove up to Logan and I had a dream with a kid named Logan that he was going to pick a certain type of card. And I placed that prediction inside this envelope, okay? Have you ever seen this envelope before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so when I tell you, will you reveal the name of your card and let's see if the card I saw in my dream is the card that you just told me to stop on. What was your card?
The 7 of Diamonds.
Okay, your card will be on this. Oh, there's a lot of cards. That's not very impressive, but what if, here we go, watch this. There you go. There's the 7 of diamonds right there. I knew you would pick the 7 of diamonds. Psychology, another great major here at Utah State University. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I will need another volunteer for this trip. Okay, let's see who we got here. Let's see. Let's go with, I don't see too many people raising their hand. The Lyons family, all right. All right, Lyons family. I'll need the vertical, a bird's eye view for this one. Okay, so I have the deck of cards that I just showed you. So the Lyons family, have we ever met before?
I don't think so.
That's right, we have not met before. So what? I'm gonna shuffle these cards real quick, and we're gonna see what magic you can do, Lyons family. Okay, so I'm gonna create 2 piles here. There's gonna be a black pile and a red pile, and you're gonna tell me if this card is red or black. Okay. Okay.
Black. Black.
We're gonna keep going.
Red. Black. Red. 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 Black. Black. Red. Red. Black. Red. Black. Black. Red. Black. Red. Red.
We're almost done.
Black. Red. 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 Black. Black.
Okay. Did I in any way influence you with what to pick here? Did I tell you to put red or black or anything? No? Okay, so now I need another volunteer to do the other half of the deck. All right, let's see here. Nate Keddington, you ready? You and your brother, you can alternate, okay? So we're gonna go here, and you're gonna tell me red or black, okay? Well, first, so this is the black pile, this is the red pile. We're gonna make this the red pile and this the black pile, okay?
Okay.
All right, so red or black?
Black. Red. Orange. Black.
What?
Black. Black. Red. Yellow.
Yeah, or do it right. Do it right.
Red. Orange.
Uh-oh.
Black. Red. Black. Black. Red. Black. Red. Black. Red. 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 Black.
Oh, red and black, okay. Few left.
I'm gonna go with black.
Thank you.
Red. Black. Red. Black. Red.
Okay, last one.
Black.
Okay, so we had 3 different people tell us that the cards were black or red. Now, maybe we have some stats teachers on here that can tell us the odds of them being 20% accurate, 50% accurate, 100% accurate. So let's just have a gander here, okay? Let's see how we did here. Well, oh, there's where we flipped to the black. So all those are right there. And whoa, Lyons family and the Keddingtons. So far, so good. Okay, let's see how the other half of it went. Okay, so there's the black and there's the red. You guys, 100% accuracy. How did you do that? We've never met. Very cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Now we'll do a few card tricks. So if we remember at the beginning. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Remember at the beginning, Logan's card was the 7 of diamonds, okay? Now watch very carefully. I'm going to take the 7 of diamonds. I'm going to bend it a little bit, just like that. I'm going to place it on top of the deck, okay? You can kind of see how it's bent right there. Well, let's get my fingers out of the way. There you go, right there. Now watch this. We're going to make it jump. This is called the elevator trick. We're going to make it jump on a snap. Oh, you see that jump right there? That card fell. That was the 7 of diamonds that jumped right up to the top right there. Okay. Let's see here. Since we won't have other people, so we'll stick with the 7 of diamonds just so we don't have to unmute and go through some other ones. Let's see. This angle might be, well, so here's the 7 of diamonds right here. Okay. I'll take it. I don't want to cut away. Now watch this. 1, 2. It's gone. And then comes back, but it's not the 7 of diamonds anymore. It's the ace of clubs. Okay. I like to call that the boomerang. You throw it away and it comes back a little different. Like when you go away to college to Utah State, you come home and you're a little different. A little bit. Maybe sometimes a lot of different. A lot of stuff can happen up here in Logan. Okay. Okay. All right, we just are winding down a little bit here. This one is for let's see. We'll get some more people involved here. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. I can see Emily Scott. Will you just put your thumbs up when you want me to stop? Okay. We're going to go like this. All these cards are going to stop. Okay. So that is your card right there. Okay. So now put your thumbs up when you see that exact same card again. Okay. Did you see it? No? Here, let's try again.
Okay.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Okay, here, we'll try again. I'll go real slow this time.
It's all of them. Put your thumb up.
Well, I can't see your thumb. Oh, I couldn't see your thumb. Okay, here, we'll try it again. Here we go. No? Here, we'll try it one more time. Here we go. Hey, okay, that's a lot of thumbs up. You like the magic show? Well, thank you so much for your thumbs up. I appreciate that. Okay, we have about two or three tricks left. I need another volunteer who's going to help us decide what to do. Okay, let's see, a volunteer. Let's go. Let's see, who do we have here? Budge, okay. So we're gonna get up close right here, Budge. Okay, so here is a dime. It is from the year 2007. I don't know if you can see that, but just trust me on that. And I have a marker here. You're gonna tell me a design to write on this dime. So it will be the only dime like that in the whole world. It can be a circle. You'll tell me which side, heads or tails, and then what design. Okay. So do you want me to write on
Zigzag.
a zigzag on the heads or tails side?
Yeah.
Heads.
Heads.
Heads. Okay. So I'll do a zigzag, maybe a little ZZ Top logo here. Okay, it's a little hard with this marker, but how does that look?
Good.
Good.
Okay, so there's only one dime like this in the whole world. Don't worry, I don't love to deface currency, but we will for the sake of magic. Okay, so it's that same dime, right? Now I'm gonna see if I can put this through the camera to you. Would you be pretty mind blown if that happened? Everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Take the dime, right? Oh, disappeared. But we'll see where it disappeared to. I got a matchbox. You know how earlier I had the matches? So look, I'll show you very carefully. I want to make sure you see this. So here's a matchbox with rubber bands around it. Okay. We'll do the rubber bands. Okay, kind of took a little bit to get in there. Now here is a matchbox. See if I can get that out. Okay. That also has rubber bands around it. And inside, there's a little red bag with a rubber band in the top. And I can feel something in there. If you were here, I would let you take it out, but you're not. So I will dump out so you can see a dime. And on that dime is the purple marker. There you go. How did it get inside the magic matchbox?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so for the last one, this is perhaps the most difficult magic trick for me to pull off. But I need the psychology, the mind of someone else right now. Who shall I pick? One last volunteer. Let's see here. All right, Fleshman, you good to go? Okay, let's do this. All right, thumbs up. So I have here, oh, it's right here actually. Okay, an invisible deck. Can you see it?
Invisible.
Okay, so I'm gonna fan it out so you can see like a regular deck of invisible cards, okay? Okay. So Fleshman, I need you to, I won't look, but pick a card from the invisible deck through the camera. Okay?
Got it.
Okay, you got it? Okay. Memorize it. Okay. I won't look. Okay. Now, put it back in the deck. Oh, okay. Oh, uh-oh. You put it upside down. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll get it, okay? So now, put it right here. Now, Fleshman, did we talk beforehand about what card you would pick or no? Okay.
10 hearts.
10 of hearts? No, that's good. The 10 of hearts. Okay, so here's a deck. We'll get rid of the Joker. Here's the deck. Let's see if you can see it. So he put in a card upside down. There is one card that is upside down in this deck right here. He said the 10 of hearts. The 10 of hearts. You put the invisible card in upside down. And it manifested itself on the other side of the camera. There you go. In case you think, oh, they're all upside down. No, I assure you, they're not all upside down. Okay, so one last trick. Before I disappear, I'm gonna make one final card disappear, okay? Whatever card is in the top of the deck right here, spades, okay? So we'll put the 2 of spades. I don't want this to cut. I don't want this to cut from you guys, so we'll put it right there. Let's see, put it nice and tight. Oh, did cut, sorry. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna make the 2 of spades disappear, okay? Put it in this magic box. Now watch. Ooh. The whole deck of cards disappeared. I only meant to make one card disappear, but all of them disappeared. You can see that there's no deck in there. Okay, well, if my cards disappeared, then I too must disappear. I gotta go where the sagebrush grows, and I'm off to my next adventure. So thank you so much for joining us for a night with me, Aberdeen. I hope you guys brushed up on your math skills, maybe you remembered your psychology course or your economics course. Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you had a good time. Go Aggies.